Guys, very good evening and welcome back to another educational video. Now, in this video particularly, we'll talk about a US listed share which you are able to see on the screen. Now, why I'm making this video? Obviously, I found some good technical perspectives which I think make this a good viable trade right now. But let me tell you how I scan my stocks. That is very important. Now, right now, everyone who is seeing the screen, who knows some kind of technical perspectives, he might be thinking that maybe like different perspectives. I'll tell you one most important perspective which people usually miss, but I'll tell you what usually the retailers or what usually most of the traders see. Many YouTube channels also, Twitter channels also. Now, most of them, like some of them must be seeing this channel on the charts. That's why they are trading this, seeing that it's trying to break out, it might break out, and it's bouncing from a channel low. Some of the people might be seeing this, right? I'll give you a newer perspective, a more comforting perspective. Now, some of the people might be seeing this. Some of the people, what they might be seeing this over here, they might be seeing a breakout happening, a breakout, then what we see, a retest, and then we see a continuation, right? But I'm sure that none of you, like some of them will be seeing like this, a symmetrical pattern, right? I'm sure that none of you don't understand that what makes a trade work well for you. Now, many times it happens that you take a trade, it falls back and hits your stop loss. Because it's not that whatever I tell you in this video, it's not that always it will happen certainly. Like if you see on the screens, I've taken an entry at 346.06 and currently the price is trading below that. Correct? So it's not that it won't go below it or it won't hit your stop loss. As a trader, what you need to do is to make your trading more resilient to the market environments, understanding where the push is, understanding from where the push can come, right? Now, the most important part, how to actually see the charts, or how should I say that, I should say that how do I see the charts. Now I know maximum of you people don't jump onto the monthly charts. Now you have to answer it yourself, which time frame will give a better confluence. It's monthly, weekly, or daily. If you are saying that the daily is giving a better confluence, then question yourself that a picture which is worth 1 day, that a picture which is worth 5 days, or that a picture which is worth 22 days, which is better now. So basically, the better time frame as per me and as per the confluence is the biggest time frame, that is the monthly. It can be more bigger, but I just go to the monthly to understand what's happening. Now if you see on the daily, you were drawing a trend line somewhere over here, right, on the daily. But if you see a more comforting picture, if you see this over here, it's also following a trend line which happens to be following since when? It's being respected since January 2023. So this also tells us an important concept of fractals. Market move in fractals. Market usually makes similar pattern on different time frames, which I have just seen, which I didn't saw before the video. Now basically for my entries, how do I time it? Now I know that on the monthly time frame, this chart is forming a trend line which happens to be on a monthly time frame, and that too for 3 years, not for 3 weeks, not for 3 days. It's giving us a picture of 3 years. Now you know and you understand what is the importance of this. Now after giving this kind of rise, the stock corrected for how many weeks, how many months, sorry, 1 2 3, then it touched that trend line, and then for 1 2 3 and 4, for 4 straight months it was consolidating. Correct? Now what is happening exactly in the last month? The last month is trying to again cross above the high of the previous month, or we can say it's already crossed. We are almost at the end of the month. This is one picture which you need to keep it in your mind, keep repeating with yourself that the monthly is strong right now. Now if you go to the weekly patterns, now what's happening on the weekly? This is how you do a top-down analysis, a complete technical analysis of any chart. That will give you an actual comfort to hold any stock. Now what you see over here, exactly the trend line is same, obviously, because we draw it on monthly, we are able to see it on weekly also. If you see this on that same trend line, we have some double bottoms. After that it was forming like this was also a buy entry, but most of the retailers fear to do this, fear to buy something over. I also didn't, because I was not tracking that right now. If I would have seen that monthly trend line coming, I would be very comfortable buying this, because I will be having a very smaller stop loss. But most of us don't see the monthly perspective, the bigger time frame perspective. Most of us don't know how to do the complete analysis, and then they blame what? They blame the market. Now what's happening over here? Again, if you see this on the charts, it's a fractal forming. What is the fractal? It's a trend line again. So similar kind of patterns which we see at the bottom on the monthly, we are seeing a similar kind of patterns over here also. This is the second picture which you have. Now another important picture which will give you a comfort, or which gave me the comfort to take an entry over here, is if you see this on the weekly, it has given a fall. Now it's trying to sustain, then it's forming a rounding bottom, something like this, correct? Now it's ideally forming a higher low on the weekly. So you can answer yourself again, 5 days is always better than 1 day. Means 5 day, when I say, it's a week. Now after that, when it was giving some higher lows, it's trying to break out again of the previous range. If you see this, there is a range and it's trying to break out. And if you see the anticipated volume at the top, it's having a big tower anticipated volume. I'm not saying that it will be this kind of volume, but it's anticipated. Why it's anticipated? Because the volume which is coming today, like if you see that on proportional basis or pro rata basis, it can be this high. Now coming back to the daily time frame, which most of you trust, and most of you don't jump to the weekly and the monthly. Sorry guys. Now if you see this daily over here, for me it always is maximum twice times noise. Now whatever I see over here, I understand more of a noise. For daily, I just see that there should be some strength. Now this candle, the second last candle which formed yesterday, was a strength candle, correct? This big size candle with this big volume, you tell me where it was formed. It was formed once over here. So similar kind of candle we are seeing it over here. Now all the story is understood from a technical perspective. Now where should be the stop loss? Where should I place the stop loss? It should be at a place which is most comforting. So if I put a stop loss below this trend line, will that be a viable stop loss? So this is how everything happens on a chart when you understand the complete picture. Now I'm not panicking if it even falls on the daily, maybe touch again. Till the time it doesn't closes below the trend line, it's safe, because it's ideally the higher lows which are forming. So I hope this video made sense to you. Thank you for watching, and thank you for being patient, and more power to you.